Everybody knows that cats are evil, but I never believed it until I got my dog, Winston. Winston is a rescue dog. He's a terrier mix. And when I got him, he was very skinny and very scared of everything. But most of all, he was scared of my cat, Garfield. Garfield is a big, fluffy Persian cat, and he acts like he owns the place. When Winston first came over, he would hide under the bed from Garfield. He was literally shaking. So I did what any normal person would do. I put them in separate rooms and started to slowly introduce them to each other through the door by, feeding them on opposite sides and then slowly moving the food closer and closer together. Eventually they got to a point where they could be in the same room and not try to kill each other. But that was as far as we got. Even after all that work, Winston is still very anxious around Garfield. Garfield, well, he just sees Winston as a little pest that follows him around the house, meowing incessantly. So naturally, being the evil cat that he is, Garfield decided to teach Winston a lesson. One day I heard a loud crash from the living room. I came running, and there was Garfield sitting on the coffee table looking very pleased with himself. And Winston was hiding under the couch, shaking like a leaf. When I went to go check on him, he had these huge, terrified eyes, and he wouldn't come out from under the couch. Couldn't get him to come out for hours. He just kept shaking and making these weird, low growling noises. Of course, I was very angry at Garfield because, he almost killed my dog. But then something very interesting happened. The next day when I came home, Winston had completely stopped shaking, and he was acting like nothing had happened. But then Garfield started acting very strangely. He wasn't his normal, confident self. He was hiding under the bed and cowering in the corner. So of course I went to go check on him and see what was wrong. And that's when I noticed that he had lost a big chunk of his fur, and underneath it, there were these little tiny bites. It looked like Winston had been chewing on his fur and biting him. It turns out that while I was gone, Winston had gotten into the biggest revenge of all. He had turned the tables on Garfield and given him a taste of his own medicine. Now, this just goes to show you that cats really are evil. Because if Garfield had simply not been an asshole to Winston, then this whole thing could have been avoided. But no, because Garfield is evil, he decided to act like a tough guy and assert dominance by, being a cat and doing cat stuff. And this just goes to show you that cats really are evil.